backyard drinking coffee with you. I haven't played Blackbird in many months. I have to practice it. It helps to keep my fingers loose. I want to make sure I'm good. Practicing this song should always be something I try to do to keep my fingers limber and my guitar playing sharp. Every now and then, guys, you got to crack open, crack out. Let's go, crack out. Crack out the old Blackbird, everybody. Every guitarist out there knows you got to crack out the old Blackbird. Hey guys, welcome. It's Wednesday. It's Friday, and I'm going to back myself up. I'm way too close to you. I mean, maybe you want to be close to me, but that's a little much. Don't you agree? Thanks for coming by. Sorry if I'm making the world shake right there. That's just bad streaming. It's a little chilly out, so I popped on the old gift hat. I am getting ready for the final Friday before the original Renaissance Pleasure Fair out there in Irwindale, California. If you live in the Southern California or anywhere in California, it's your last 2 days to come see me until later this year when I hope I'll be at the Northern California show. We don't know anything yet. We have a programming note coming up, though, guys. Which I will tell you later in the little sesh. Thanks for liking the look, Sarah. These are my glasses. I am still wearing my little hangers. I don't know. Do I feel like a grandpa that I tend to wear my glasses with its little hangers? When I got the new glasses, I finally got glasses that I like on my face. My previous glasses were very, very boring, as a lot of you know. They were, in some ways, an homage to my father, who wore glasses. Always wore those very basic, simple metal military glasses, because he was in the Air Force most of his life, and there was this thing about looking, put together and simple and everything. And so when I first started wearing glasses, which I don't really need them. People say that, right? Who wear glasses? I don't really need them. But I really don't. I can read with them. I can drive with them. I can look at things on the TV with them. I can look at you guys with them. I don't need them. I can read every word in front of me without them. I don't really need them, but I don't know, things are a little clearer with them. Yeah, glasses are stylish. That's a good point. It's a good point, Sarah. But I'm getting distracted. You're already distracting me, guys. I swear. I think about how I used to do these videos not live, and I wasn't distracted. I was only distracted by my own brain. And then Mr. Distracted Guy, who's already distracted anyway, decided, oh, I'll bring people in and they'll just sit with me live and I'll do the video. And I'll get even more distracted. Anyway, I got the little thing to hold them because I was, wearing them during the build session of the Renaissance Fair. I still got to practice the riffs while I'm... I wear glasses on a tether. I wore them that way so I wouldn't lose them falling off my face and onto the ground while I was building. Yeah, they'd come off. I'd be sweaty and they'd fall off my face while I'm out there during the very, very hot pre-show period of the Ren Fair build. And I said, I don't want that. So I got these nice suckers just to make sure they'd stay on my damn head. And I just haven't taken them off yet. And, they're on there all the time now. So if you ever see me wearing glasses, know that they're strapped to my head. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy coffee with you guys. I'll say it right up at the top because I always forget to say it until later in the video. Again, it still makes no sense, but I'm still going to say it. Even though I know it makes no sense, but I'm an obsessive compulsive person. Because if you can hear me saying this, it means that you've already solved the problem. The video may be set for private. After I always shoot these live videos with the camera with the phone rather than my whole regular streaming setup. This is my mobile streaming setup. It always goes to private for some reason as soon as I'm done recording, and I'm sorry about that. So, but if you're hearing me say that, it means I fixed it. In fact, this video is going out public, so keep that in mind. It means anybody could see this video. I doubt they will. Just the fobs mostly will be here. Okay, so news around the house. We have another new dove. We found the egg this morning. Maria did. I heard a lot of noise this morning outside the window. Not a noise. I mean, bird noise. You know, just. So maybe that's when he was being born, or she, or it. I don't know. I don't know how they gender identify this new dove. They hopefully identify as a dove. I mean, it'd be weird if they identified as a lion. That we have this weird lion-dove hybrid flying around the backyard. Good morning, Becky. Okay, so updates. First of all, let's tell you the situation of where I'm sitting. You know, it's always important when we have these fun little hangouts together, what it's like in my world, so you can feel like you're related, you know. Overcast skies in LA. You can see the blue already peeking through. It's probably going to burn off that marine layer that we get. Last day going out to deliver fruit. I got to stop by the restaurant depot, pick up a pretty big list of stuff, then go by the fruit wholesaler, pick that up, then drop it all off at the fair. I got to do a repair on my game that's out there, and that's all I have to do today, repair-wise. It's that whole process is good that I just described is going to take like 3.5 hours. So not a lot of heavy lifting today, and of course this video, and then later on I'll just chill after I get back, and then the final weekend of the fair, and here's the thing I got to tell you guys. Programming note to all my fobs out there, all my Patreons watching. You know who you are. That's pretty much all of you. Next week is Hell Week number 2. We talked about Hell Week. Remember the week before the fair opened, and I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to put as much stuff up or create as much content or interact with you guys as much as I kind of really feel like I want to. It's never a chore. I always enjoy it. You guys know that, right? I enjoy doing this. Remember back when COVID really hit, and I was out here doing coffee with Brian, or we called it Under the Lime Tree at the time, like 4 days out of the week, 3 or 4 days, a lot we did this. Because I figured, why not? I'll just get up, I'll say, how's it going? You guys keeping healthy? And by the way, I'm still getting people walking up to me, and this is a little bit of pat myself in the back, but why not? I tend to shy away from that kind of stuff, as you guys know. I don't like compliments. I'm not comfortable with compliments. So, of course, I became a performer. Somebody who is not comfortable being told that they're good or people like what they do. It's the attention I don't like. Not the everybody likes a compliment. Okay, everybody likes a compliment. Or do you? I don't know. Where does that come from? It's shyness. It's that same social awkwardness that a lot of us have. We've chatted about that. And I guess that's what it is. You know, I do the job. The job is over. Now the job is over. You know, I don't want the extra attention. As I've said, and I think it still applies, I am the Neil Peart of myself. Wait a minute, I'm just a one-person performer. So, you know, how Neil Peart would literally skedaddle and run off stage at the end of a Rush concert. It wasn't because he was trying to be rude. It's just that's emotionally what he needed to do. So I will say to the folks that do come out to see me, and I'm sorry if I didn't mean to get into this kind of conversation, but why not? That's how these coffee videos go. We start talking, and you never know where we're going to go. I hope I don't come across as rude, is what I'm trying to say. I don't mean to be rude. If I'm in the mood to hang, I will. For being social, I'll be there, and I'll be present as hell, and we'll have a good old time, and I will be the life of the party, or not. But please don't be offended if you come to see me and you're like, boy, he's people like it, feel appreciated. Yes, I'm not sure that be well, except you apparently like to feel appreciated, special. Oh, I get it. People like to feel, yeah, well, they do, except for me. Exactly, Sarah. I like to feel appreciated and accept and special Just don't tell me. Is I guess what it is. I don't know because I don't know what to say to it. Because of my social anxiety, it's like my brain has to go, okay, what would human do now in this situation? Do that. By the way, this little bird feeder just got refilled. It's full of millet right now. So if I'm very calm and we're very still, we might see a bird. Yeah, I mean, it was great. Fobs, Rick have been out to the Ren Fair almost. Rick and Michelle have been there half the time. Sarah, of course, was there last week. Oh, and of course, she's just a pure lightning bolt of joy and light. And she knows it. Let's not inflate her ego too much. You know it, Sarah. And I hope that I don't come across as too mopey. It's like, oh, Brian's just doing his shows and just kind of head down trying to do the thing. I'm also kind of freaked out, I think, a little bit by the layout. Well, we'll talk about that another time on a video that I didn't make public. How about that? I just almost said something. I'm going to hold that off so it's just for patrons because this video is being set. You're welcome, Sarah, for public consumption. Even though I know that 90% of the viewership is going to be Patreons. But still, so maybe new people will join us. If you are watching, just because you're a follower of my YouTube channel, this is normally content that is exclusive to my Patreons, but I'm on a pledge drive these days. So I'm putting the occasional bit of content that's usually just for Patreon over here on YouTube and stuff. That's why Bad Advice was available to you guys as well. Hopefully you watched that. If you watched that over on Monday night or you noticed it or hung out there a bit, let me know in the chat if you're like, hey, I'm not a Patreon, but I saw your Bad Advice show and it was wrong. And I'm going to complain to my clergy and my spouse and my lawyer. And if all those things I just said are true, then you could probably undo your subscription to my YouTube channel. By the way, all the fobs, please subscribe and follow my YouTube channel. I'm supposed to be able to name it, but YouTube is having a thing now, and I've already applied to have my page named, and it still doesn't show up with the name for some reason. It does when you go to it, yes. You'll see the banner and everything, but it's supposed to say it in the URL. It's supposed to say youtube.com/ I think it's supposed to be Brian Howard Comedy, I think is what it's named. But YouTube's a pain in the ass. All right, we're getting way off subject. So, okay, so back to what I was going to say about the schedule next week. So next week's another hell week, so please bear with me. It's also a very compressed time of forced relaxation followed by more work. The Southern Fair will end. I normally do not go out there Monday. I take Monday off, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I work every day out there packing things up. I don't know if I'm going to do that same schedule this year. We will see. But as you just heard by the days I told you, it means that there's going to be less time for me to be here doing the usual stuff. We'll see about Bad Advice. You notice I haven't posted the event over at Brian Live yet because I'm still on the fence on whether or not I'm going to do it because I may head out there Monday. Depends on the weather. It depends on what the time frame is. There's a lot of ducks I got to get in a row, including one thing that's stressing me out. Here's what's stressing me out. A couple years back, the Ren Fair, if you don't know, I own a couple shops out there, and the Ren Fair offers to store your shops. A lot of people like us, we have our shop as a little building that does not collapse. It's a building. It's been a building now since 2009. It's still staying together. The bones are good. The skin's not so great. Keep that in mind. My wife was like, the building's falling apart, but it isn't really. The 2x4s, the stud, the structure, the bones of the building are fine. The plywood on the outside, this skin, wasn't really weather sealed as well as it should be. There's no flashing on it. It really should have some flashing on it. But I live in California, man. We don't get a lot of rain, so we don't worry about that. If this building was being stored somewhere in Oregon or Seattle, it would have already disintegrated. I guarantee it. But I live in almost a desert, so it's not so bad. But as I told you guys, because you guys know this, when everything went sideways with COVID, and the fair was canceled, we had already set up a few things out at the fair. And it was a very depressing week, finding out that the fair was, at first the fair was pushed 2 weeks. They're like, okay, we're going to start 2 weeks later. And I was like, okay, great, because I was already stressed out with everything. In Seattle, the original structure would have been replaced by moss. Exactly, Lauren. Which would have been beautiful. Can you imagine that? A mossy thing? That'd be kind of cool. Our house, see, I'm getting distracted again. Maria planted this kind of nice, pretty decorative ivy in the front right corner of our house with the idea, let's see what happens. Maybe we'll have an ivy colored house, maybe a covered house. And it's doing it. It's clinging to the house, and it's actually looking cool. I like it. Whenever I come around the corner, I see our house. Our house is yellow. We haven't painted it since we bought it. And now the front there's like maybe a quarter of the front facing the street has ivy on it. It's kind of cool. I like it. And that's the same side that faces the sun a lot. So I'm going to keep going back to the whole Blackbird riff just to get my brain back. Okay. So anyway, our house is getting covered with ivy, and it actually looks very, very cool. Okay. Our structure, normally the fair would come. We just have to button everything up, and I would put a call into the fair because our main shop, the apple tree, the smoothie shop, is in two parts that kind of come together. They're not really attached to each other. They're just stuck, like they're just pushed together. That's it. So they have to come over with a forklift and get them separated, and then I go back out because it's my responsibility to put a big sheet of plywood on there to kind of seal it up. And those, that's how it gets sealed up and then gets stored. And then the fair, once I seal it up, that's it. I'm done. I leave the fair. I go by the office. There's always this day where you cut a check to the fair for percentages of how much you pay percentages, like paying rent. That's how the rent fair business works. If you go to a mall, and there's the Apple store. Well, the Apple store is paying rent at that mall. We all know that. The rent fair, same thing, except it's based on your percentages, which is cool because then you're not stuck paying a certain amount of rent. Maybe some other fairs do it differently. I don't know. This is how this fair does it. And it's the right way to do it because a company that makes not very much money isn't going to get pushed out of the business because, they can't afford the rent. It's a percentage of what they make. And we declare that every week and, and it gets audited every now and then and boom. So I got to cut that check at the end of the run. No. I don't cut that check. I'm sorry. That amount goes in next year when we reapply. That's what it is. Okay, I'm catching up now. But we do have to pay things like power, our share of various fees. And one of the fees we had to pay was storage. Now, the company will store your stuff for like $900 a unit. We have 2 units, so we pay $1,800, right? This is okay to talk about, I think. I don't think maybe the fair is going to get mad at me for saying this. This is just business. It's totally cool. So when everything got canceled 2 years ago, first of all, going out there to take down everything we'd already built. We already put up our shop for the pharmacy, which was the old shop. Now we have the tent, which I've talked to you guys about, which is going to be much easier to take down. It was depressing. 2 or 3 people came out to help us assemble it, and then about 3 weeks later, we're back out there again, and pretty much the same 2 or 3 people came out again to deassemble it. We had to rent a truck to get it the hell out of there, back here to the neighborhood. We dropped it off at our friend's house, who lives on the other side of the neighborhood I live in, and then dropped the truck off. And I was so depressed that day. I'm dropping the truck off. It had just gotten canceled. Carpet pulled off underneath us. And we're not going to go down that road again. I survived. We, in the family, I should say we, survived the pandemic okay. Still kind of going on, I guess. And we still don't know what's going to happen next. But there were some scary months. And that was the scariest. That was a tough month, man. Because it was like, hey, you know how you live and how you earn a living and how your world works? None of that. And my brain had to go, and of course, that's how I got so involved with Patreon and live streaming and stuff, because I was like, well, I got to do something. Not that it ever replaced the income that I make, but it was at least creative, and it gave something to do with this crazy brain. My dog's barking. That doesn't mean my feet hurt. My dog really is barking. Okay, so normally those things would be stored. And I'm taking a long way to get to why I'm a little more stressed than normal this year. Even though I'm going to end up doing the exact same thing I did 2 years ago when the fair closed. And I think 2 things. One, it's bringing back a little bit of sense recall. Right, guys? We've talked about that, how I don't really believe in metaphysics and all that, but I do have a certain mood. And I use the example of, neighborhood roads and stuff, right? How routes to get to places, a certain road has a cool vibe, another road you might take regular in your life has kind of a vibe for whatever reason. There's a reason. And if you really drilled down on it, you would know what the reason was. I have the same kind of thing with memory, sense recall. I think I'm using the term right. If not, some psychologist in the audience will talk about this. So because the last time I broke everything down, everything I had got put away was so stressful and so depressing, just depressing, that I'm getting ready to do it again, and that sense recall is coming back. Even though the fair did open, we've had a very successful run. Things went very, very well. Nothing to be depressed about. And there is one unique thing, and this isn't me complaining. It kind of is, but I would like to kind of just have the stuff be stored by the fair. Take it away. Let me know when you separated the two booths. I drive back out with my driver. I've already met the fair. I clean up my area, put the sheet of plywood on, and the last day I drive out of the park where the fair is held, it's like, okay, until next year, job well done. Job well done. That's how I like to do it, because I can just literally drive away and know that they're going to grab that building and put it away, and they do. And it gets nicked and dinged every now and then, and that sucks. But at least it's out of my hands. I don't have to worry about it. But what happened 2 years ago is a friend of ours, knowing that it was going to be rough for us, said, "Well, man, you shouldn't have to store that thing and pay for it." Now, here's the thing: I don't know if the fair even charged that year, the year, because I don't know, because we didn't store with them. He volunteered to come out with this flatbed trailer on the back of his truck, towing it, and then carry it back to where he lives. He lives about 2 hours east of here. Pretty long. I didn't know how far away it was. We just had to have the fair put the buildings on the flatbed trailer, and then I strapped them down with these giant straps that he provided. Only two, and they barely fit, and I was very worried it was going to fall off the trailer as he drove home back to his house. It didn't for 2 years during COVID and everything. Maria was in communication with him. He did some work on the building that we paid him for, that we had to tweak again when we set up, unfortunately. So that's like a weird extra step that I don't like. I want to just pack everything into the building, be done, clean the ground up, have to rake, get rid of all the screws and random things, detritus that falls on the ground, and then have the fair forklift the two buildings apart. Then I go out there and seal them up with my plywood, go by the office, cut my last check, my exit check, whatever the hell they call it, payment, and then go home. But now I got to kind of plan this thing with this other guy, and he has to show up, and then I have to make sure the guys at the fair that operate the forklift know, well, today's the day. Could you put it on this flatbed for me? And it's just one extra step. And they're all busy. Everybody's busy. Everybody's panicked. Everybody's trying to get out of there in time because, of course, there's a deadline. And if you don't get out in time, I don't know if the fair has to pay extra money to the county or the city or the state or the Corps of Engineers. I don't know. And I'm sure there's stress involved. And I'm already feeling it, see? So that's the hell week I'm thinking about. Packing the stuff up, not a problem. The only thing that I'm really stressed about is that final step. Having the guy come with the truck, excuse me, slippers, and bring the truck on site, and then me having to flag down the guys that are driving around the site with a forklift, and because they don't have to. I'm asking them to do something that's not really in their wheelhouse. Their job is to move things around for the fair. And they will move my booth around if the fair is storing it, no problem. But I'm saying, hey, could you put it on this flatbed for me? And then me and this other guy, well, this other guy is going to do the work. He's going to drive it out to a town 2 hours east of here. That's not their department. Last year I was so stressed, and it did go smoothly, thank God. The day we did that thing I just described, because we had to do all the packing up. The game wasn't set up last year. and we hadn't brought out any furniture yet for the pharmacy, so we had to tear down the pharmacy building, which of course was sad and depressing. We did that, and the game wasn't set up, but at least it was unpacked. So the apple tree booth was, ready to be set up, which it never got set up, because the COVID thing hit and everything went sideways. So we didn't get too set up. Um, by the way, please like the video because if I'm going to put a few of these out for public consumption, it helps to like them. Good, hit that thumbs up there at the bottom, and you can click on that little image of me at the bottom where it says 152 subscribers. That'll take you to my regular page, and you can see where all the content is there and follow and like the page. See, I got to be one of those guys now. Practicing Blackbird. Okay, so hey Lisa. Um, so that's the stress that I'm dealing with. Is it healthy? Is it something that I just described it to you what I'm stressed about. I'm not stressed about tearing things down. I got plenty of days to do it. I'm the one that does most of the work. It's a lot of work. It's exhausting. I come home, my muscles are aching. I usually have nicked myself and I'm bleeding a little bit because I just do. Yes, I wear gloves usually, but not always. You take them off to do something on your phone usually when you have to do a text and then you go back to working. Screw the gloves, and then a few seconds later, damn it, cut your finger. I guess so. So talking about it is helping. So I guess what I'm stressed about is that whole picking the booth up and taking it back to the desert where this dude lives. I just want to make sure the guys that run the forklift, and I'll make sure I see them this weekend and say, hey, just so you know, I'm doing that thing again with the flatbed, and I don't know what day I'm going to do it. What I'll do is I'll ask them. I'll say, hey, you tell me what day is going to be a good day to do it. And I guess what we'll try to do is try to schedule it thus. Okay. So that's what's going on. So next week, guys, is going to be kind of a low-key time here on Patreon. Please stick around. Don't head for the exits. Continue to be a supportive, nice person that you are. And we'll get back to our regularly scheduled programming as soon as possible. Bad advice may be moved from Monday to a different time because I'm going to start traveling again over the summer doing gigs. And Monday's just not going to be a great time to do that. Speaking of which, here's the announcement a lot of you have been waiting for. It is official. I will be returning to the Bristol Renaissance Fair this summer for the same weeks. My soft sibilant S for the same weeks. That'll be the first 4 weekends and the last 2. Again, the first 4 weekends of the Bristol Renaissance Fair and the last 2. It wasn't official literally until this week. Quite honestly, it didn't become official until yesterday. So there you go. I will be returning. So Midwestern's Fob, huzzah! I will see you at the Bristol Renaissance Fair. It was. I was going to tell you about that. Oh, I know what it was. I started doing my travel, and I can't get time right in my head. This fair ends. It's 2 weeks off, right? Let me look at my calendar. 2 weekends. Wait, this? Oh, no, only, wait. Yeah, 2. No, 1. Yeah, 1. 1 weekend, basically Memorial Day weekend off. And then the very next week, I'm at the Oregon Renaissance Fair. And here it is coming to the last week of the fair. I have not bought a plane ticket or rented a car. I already have a place to stay in Oregon, so that's no problem. I have relatives up there. But I don't know what's wrong with me, why I can't get my brain to work on that. So I'm checking out flights yesterday and like panicking a bit, going, holy crap, because they're expensive. Oh, yes, this whole war in Ukraine, Russian oil thing that we're all dealing with is also affecting plane tickets. So by me putting it off, by being a little stupid and slow, forgetting this, I'm going through the Southern California Fair, and I've already booked this Oregon show. I know it's happening. Why does my brain not go, okay, you're making money here. Start buying your travel, you doofus. And I booked Bristol for the same amount that I booked it for last year, before the whole travel thing is getting more expensive. I probably should have asked for more, but I try not to. And just, I'm not going to give you the numbers of what I do. That's a little tacky. But simply put, I try not to ask for extra raises too often from the gigs that I do, because my hat has gone up over the years, and that's been awesome, and that's a lot thanks to you guys, and a lot of me working hard to become a better performer. Got it figured out? Pull it to the left.
Oh, it's locked.
Yeah, pull it to the left. There you
I
go.
was mostly just making sure that I didn't walk into.
That's okay. That's okay. Our staff is arriving.
Our staff.
So, and Lucy's here too. So and of course, as soon as I send the contract back in, I go, oh, damn, this is for Bristol. I go, you know what? I should have asked for a little bump. Would I have gotten it? I don't know. Probably would have gotten it. They would have said, yeah, because I haven't asked for a raise for 15, 20 years. So it's like, speaking of raises, Bob's local union. All right, Lauren, you'll get a raise on the nothing that you get as of being a fob. If it were a job, what would the job be? If it were really a job, rather than just sort of a loose group of like-minded maniacs. I like to see a chart. A guy pulls out a chart. Well, here at Fob United, this week's maniacal behavior and shenanigans have dropped off. So Bill, get on that. Sarah, Lauren, your quarterly shenanigans have really gone down. Don't forget, we have a responsibility to our followers, whatever. Anywho, so that's official. So we're going to be doing that. Our primary role is to inject distractions into the live streams. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Lauren. Yes, it is. Okay, so what else? I had my notes here. I got to find my notes. There's things I did want to talk about. Okay, we talked about the schedule. I will be at the Bristol Renaissance Fair. I will be returning, speaking of Lauren, to the Washington Midsummer Renaissance Fair. So it's 4 weeks at Bristol, 3 weeks in Washington, and 2 more weeks at Bristol. And Northern California is not official yet, still up in the air. I will let you guys know as soon as I know anything, okay? And the Sarasota Medieval Fair is also kind of on the horizon. I have a contract in hand. I have yet to sign it. Our fair name is the biggest. It is the Washington Midsummer Renaissance Fair. 11 syllables. The Bristol Renaissance Fair. Okay. The one down here, though, the original Renaissance Fair, only 9. The Scarborough Renaissance. Okay. I'm not going to do this. That's not going to be the video. Hey, seen that video where the guy just counts the syllables and the names of various Renaissance fairs around the country? The Maryland Renaissance Fair. Okay. Mississippi. What? I guess a lot of states have. What's the state with the most syllables? Mississippi. Mississippi. 4. California. Oh, we're also 4. Unless you say it like our former governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, California. Hey, Maria, the back door's open. Back door's open. The back door's open. Oh, is there a screen? Oh, okay. This does calm me, just doing this. Here's the thing: when I get stressed like that, yes, I'm jumping back subjects here. What I do is I tend to project myself forward to beyond the thing that stresses me, and I go, well, no one can guarantee if they don't get hit by a bus tomorrow, right? But still, this week will end. Coming up, it'll be over. Excuse me. All the stuff that I said I have to do will get done, and then it'll be behind me, and I'll go, whew. And maybe that Monday. Hang on, what Monday will that be? That'll be Monday. Oh, that'll be Labor Day Monday. I'm sorry, Memorial Day Monday. I'm not sure if I'll do a bad advice that night. Oh, like if I don't do it this week coming, I'll have to do it then. I guess I will. I guess I'll try to do it this Monday. I'll probably try to create the event later today. So look for it. And we'll see about beer and songs next week. That also will be up in the air. It doesn't really help to take the thing that calms you down and play it maniacally like I just did. So that was weird. Okay, so what else do we want to get to before we get to the juggling? Oh, I know what I wanted to get to, which kind of is going to segue nicely to the juggling. And I promised you guys I would show this on camera Wednesday if it turned up. So I'll just do this. Okay, a lot of you know what this is. Hopefully you're reacting at your end of the camera going, oh my God, he hasn't lost his mind. We do not live, I'll get to it, Thomas. I'll answer your question, Thomas. I see your question. We do not live in an alternative universe where things just disappear into little black holes. Okay, to answer your question, Thomas, I told you about this basket that sits to the left of where my chair is, where I sit in the living room, that keeps dad stuff in it. It usually keeps this in it. It keeps my camera in it for streaming, phone chargers, the pedals for streaming, my PlayStation controller. Things, important stuff, guys. Capos for the guitar, things like that. It was just beyond that. So there's that basket. It's a square basket, and just beyond, and I wasn't even looking for it. Here's what it was. I wanted to push that basket back. For some reason, I just decided that basket should go back. Oh, something's blocking it. It won't go back as far as I want it to go. It's being pushed out by something about 1 inch wide. And I'm reaching around behind it. I kind of stand up because I can't really see what's pushing on it. There it is. I must have tossed it rakishly aside. Like I do, I can be a rakish fellow from time to time. And I tossed it thus rakishly, thinking, oh, I'm done with these today. Flippity flip, flip, flip. And then, of course, as you know, because I told you on Coffee on Tuesday, I found more cash that had to be processed, to be put away, of course. And I couldn't find it then. And if you don't know the story, I just kind of briefed you guys. These vanished on me on Tuesday. And until I found them on Wednesday. Maybe I found them yesterday. I can't remember when I found them. No, they vanished Monday. Because I talked about it on Tuesday. That's it. And they showed up Wednesday. There we go. But I went a good 48 hours thinking that I had gone goddamn insane. Because when your mind thinks it has the world figured out and understands this nice orderly world that you've created for yourself, and then suddenly a thing that shouldn't vanish just vanishes, your whole world is flipped, turned upside down. I got into one little fight. My mommy got scared. She sent me to live with my auntie and uncle in Bel Air. Sorry, went off on a thing. Now, was I happy when I found them? Yes, very much so. I forgot to show them. I promised you guys that I would just hold them up if I find them before Beer and Songs. I did find them before Beer and Songs, but I forgot to bring them out for the show, and I was literally sitting in the show, and I thought of telling you guys about it. I thought, no, I'll show the two of them at Coffee with Brianh on Friday. So what do we learn from this? Okay, don't panic. Also, why didn't I look behind the basket? That's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. I looked in the basket where they should be. Okay, they should be in this basket. Okay? Why didn't my brain then go, well, it's not in the basket. Look at all the area around the basket. But my dumb brain, my stupid simian brain, never made that logical connection. It's boy search mentality. But I'm good at searching. I hear what you're saying, Thomas, but oop, bird literally just flew 2 feet in front of me. I don't know what it is. And I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I didn't find it. A little frustrating. I already told you guys on Tuesday, and we're not going to rehash the whole thing, but it was super frustrating on Tuesday because it made no sense to how my head works. And we talked about that on Tuesday. If you want to go see that video, go back and look at it. If you're on YouTube watching me right now, it's set for, that video is unlisted, so you got to become a Patreon on mine. There's no link in the liner notes to Patreon because I forgot to do that. I'm not good at this yet, guys. But I struggled with this, man. It was frustrating. I was like, God dang it. Gosh dang it. And then when I saw where it was, it reminded me to I'm not sure what Tom meant by its boy search mentality, but to I don't know, to not give up, to not get stuck in our ways. There you go. There's the lesson. I try to find a lesson in all these things, guys. I won't get stuck in my ways anymore. I will try harder next time to be open to the fact that it could be just next to the basket. And I did look next to the basket, by the way. I didn't look behind it to an area that I could not see. Should have grabbed the basket, lifted it up. Boom, would have seen it right away. But, oh, here we go. I guess it's coming. See, right now my adult brain is starting to put together the problem. Because that made no sense to my brain, it wasn't worth exploring. My brain said it should be in that basket. And if it's not in there, it must have fallen off the table. It's underneath the chair. And those are the two places I obsessed about. I figured I didn't get it in the basket, so it probably fell in that. It's underneath the chair. And that's it. And that's all I looked for. In the basket, under the chair. And in the backpack, which is over there. 3 places. Repeatedly. Remember the monk comparison I made last week? Or on Tuesday? Like that. Obsessively checking those 3 places. Basket, chair, backpack. Basket, chair, backpack. Never behind the basket. A simple, straightforward, what should be obvious place to check. Did not make sense to my mind. But we're learning, guys. We're learning. Let's talk about the little things in life. The little things in life, guys. This week, for Does It Juggle, I just got inspired to do small stuff. All small stuff. Nothing big and heavy. The things you could have chosen from were a small hairbrush, although that's the biggest thing there. A small bottle of nail polish. A small drain plug. I'm sensing a theme. Some of you voted for that. A small raisin. 1 raisin. A small plastic pig. Yep, definitely a theme. Again, some people voted for that. A small wad of dollar bill wrappers. Yes, I found them. So I kind of gave away that I found these, didn't I? And again, there's the $10,000 one. I mean, and look, she gave me some. The lady at the bank thinks that I'm that rich. 5s, 10s, 20s, singles. I'm out of single wrappers here. That's a regular person putting away their cash. Who the hell uses that one? 10 grand? I got $100 bills laying around? Would I be sitting here? I probably would. I'd still be sitting here. I'd still be doing this. Sun just broke and I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, so it's not going to bode well. Okay, guys, so let's get into the 3 items that we're going to juggle. Let's talk about them, what won and in what order. Of those items, in ascending order of popularity, is a small plastic pig, got 14% of the vote. So we'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to talk about the items here before we walk over to the juggling spot and do them. The next is the wad of dollar bill wrappers, which I've been playing with as I'm talking about it, and they keep doing this because they're fatter here, because that's where they overlap. You don't need, so they don't want us this, and I'm very concerned this rubber band looks old, that it's going to disintegrate as soon as I start juggling. And the most popular item, 1 raisin. Again, small plastic pig, small wad of dollar bill wrappers, a small raisin. Now, before I go to the juggling area, I was smart this week and I brought out 2 cups of coffee because the coffee always gets a little cold. This one's hotter. There we go. Gotta get caffeinated before I do my juggle, because nothing says body control and whatever. Okay, it's time for you to pick up the camera and walk over to the juggling spot. I always try to make sure that whatever you're going to see behind me on the camera is not embarrassing. I forgot to do that this morning, but I think we're good. I don't think there's anything behind me, anything weird. Actually, I kind of just aim it at the sky, so you can't really even see my yard. And then back over here, you're going to see the same stuff you always see. Oop, there we go. See the same stuff. There's the fireplace. There's the weird Easter Island head. Okay, guys. In whatever the ascending order was, small plastic pig is this little pig. I'm not sure if he's been juggled before, but I've absolutely put him on the list before. You guys could have voted for him before, and you never have, I don't think. This came out of a little collection of just animals, plastic animals we got for our kid when she was a little baby, which is dumb because it's totally a choking hazard. But she was a little older. Big old, it was like a cylinder, like a weird cylinder, just had like 200 animals in it. Each item today is small and light. I'm going to still get used to each one anyway, just to see. I'm not sure if I'm going to wear the sunglasses. As you can see, the sunglass effect. My glasses have that photo gray thing, and they're kicking in now because the sun's coming over the hill. So I'll probably take them off because I can see fine, and I'd rather have you see my eyes than think that I'm some weird rock and roll robot guy. Okay, I'm going to roll the sleeves up. Look like a guy who's going to do some work. Okay, so small plastic pig. Number 2 is the dollar bill wrappers. Also very light, very small. Landing in the hand. It is moving around. It was all synced up nice before I threw it 3 times, and it did that. And there's a little bit of pressure. I'm a little concerned that's going to explode halfway through and they're going to go everywhere. I'm also very concerned the rubber band is not going to survive. And finally, guys, 1 raisin. I brought out the whole box. Do you guys know the raisin box trick? I can't show it to you right now because this is a full box of raisins. Maybe I'll dump them out and I'll show it to you later. Or just eat one. I like raisins. I never understood people that don't like raisins. There's this weird hatred of raisins out there, and I don't get it. They're sweet. They're delightful. People are like, I don't like raisins in this or cookies or whatnot. Why not? They're delightful. Anyway, okay. This is obviously going to be the hardest thing because it's so damn tiny. It's going to disappear in the background. Where I'm looking while I'm juggling, there's a lot of different colors, a lot of different things. If it were just a plain white wall, that'd be smarter. But I'm not that organized. So here we go. Oh, man. It's just going to vanish. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I am focusing very hard to keep track. Oh, no. Okay, guys. Ageism. Yeah, maybe. That's going to be a problem. Oh, man, because while I'm focusing on that, I'm not focusing on the pig, which is fine because the pig is kind of bright and the little sleeves. Man. Okay, if it's your first time watching, because this video is going out to the Gen Pop, does it juggle? It's a little juggling challenge here that we do for our patrons normally. I'm inviting you guys in to enjoy it. Please like and follow the page, and please become a patron of mine. I'm sorry, that's not in the liner notes. I'll probably drop it in the liner notes when this video is over. So by the time you're watching this, there's a link in the liner notes. Okay. I give 6 items for the patrons to vote on. The top 3 vote getters, I attempt to juggle right here. I have never juggled the items that are listed. I did not invent the idea of a challenge juggle. There's a lot of people out there that can juggle, that do these kind of things. Look for them. There's tons of videos. And everybody has their own way of doing it. My rules are simple. I attempt to get 12 throws and catches. A throw and a catch is when it leaves the hand, obviously, and gets caught over there. I count on the throw. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My goal is to get to 12. So when you see that 12th throw happen, 12, if I catch that, we, me, it, we call that a success, okay? There's no more needs to happen at that point. I am, as I said, other people are doing this out there on Facebook, on YouTube. I didn't invent this. I don't know who did. I don't know who first did a challenge juggle thing. A lot of famous jugglers in the past have done them. We're all just copying them. Let's be honest, we are. When I get to 12, if I catch number 12, that's it. Success. We did it. Because often I'll try to keep going to see how far I can go. And I'll get up to 22 sometimes, or 23. Sometimes I'll stop, collect all the items, and go, hooray for me. Last week I can't remember what it was, but I believe it was a miserable failure. Yeah. I don't think I even got 5 throws out. It was tough. I forgot what I juggled last week. Oh, one of them was like a half full bottle of Listerine. I know that. This week, things are very light. Okay, I get 2 attempts to try to get to 12. Okay, now, prediction time. This is a problem. This is not really a problem unless it explodes and goes everywhere. This guy's the least of my worries, I think. Everything's very small. Everything fits in one hand this week. Last week, I had a hard time just throwing the first item. Oh, I had a cheese sandwich last week, too, remember? Wait, did I succeed? I don't recall. Look at the video. If you're not a Patreon, you can't see the video, but Patreons can tell me. This is going to be the hardest one. Am I going to succeed? Let me get another vibe for this. Oh man, just gone. As soon as it leaves the hand, I might need my glasses. Hang on. That was worse without the glasses. Here we go. Or was it? Hang on. Yeah, it's better with the glasses. Oh no. Okay, so this isn't really the look that I really like to present of myself. Maybe I shouldn't have got them turned into sunglasses. They offer this at the glasses place, optometrist, whatever it's, the glasses place. And I said, yeah, we'll do that. Make them photo gray. I think that's what this is called. And I probably should have chosen light. Maybe I chose medium. I know it's okay to wear glasses. Thank you. I know. I don't like sunglasses. I never liked the look of sunglasses. I don't like the whole too cool for school vibe with sunglasses. I prefer, it's like, nah, come on, man. Stop hiding. Okay, so honest prediction. I'm going to say that I am going to succeed at this one, but I think it's going to be very difficult. I'm going to have to focus a lot on the raisin. Kind of wanted to eat that again. Okay, here we go, guys. I'm going to lower the camera down, as I always do, because you can see all my hands and stuff. Here we go. Plastic pig, wrapper for dollar bills, 5s, 10s, 20s, and 100s. And one day, maybe I'll have enough 100s to, what am I, a drug dealer? And, can't even see it, 1 raisin. I'm going to throw the pig first. Just because that's why I'm holding it in my hand. Here we go. Did you guys say something about odds? Okay, I didn't see that. Here we go. I guess I can face toward you. Well, I got to find a neutral background. I guess this way. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow. I got him. And the same rules apply, guys. I was concerned about this thing exploding. It did. But the rules apply, which I didn't really mention, but I kept juggling it. Even though a bunch of it fell apart, I still kept the majority of it there right in front of me. So, guys, I just was very careful with the raisin. I just I imagined where it was going, put my hand underneath where I thought it was going, and sure enough, that's where it went. So, what have we learned today? We've learned not to stress about work you got to do, when it's kind of up in the air work that you're a little nervous about, it's going to get done one way or the other. Go for it. Wake up every day. Give yourself a schedule. I'm talking to myself right now. My hell week coming up, it's not going to be hell. I shouldn't even call it that. That's probably making things worse. Look forward to it as a wrap-up week. Oh, he's been on the shades. Good job, Thomas. And we've learned that when we think we're losing our mind and we kind of give up because we can just go, that's it. I live in an alternate universe where things can just literally vanish. Slow down. Calm down. Maybe there's someplace you didn't look. And I'm going to show you the raisin trick. I was just emptying this is now an empty box of raisins. Here we go. You take a box of raisins, and as a kid going to school, I usually just ate the school lunch, but every now and then we'd have to go field trip. My mom would pack me a lunch, and often we had these in it. So here we go. Empty box of raisins. Okay. There's no raisins in there. You put the flat back in once you've emptied it. You put it in your mouth, and you blow, and watch what happens. Oh, hang on. Well, you heard it, right? You heard it for a second. Why did it stop working? It makes like a fun little squeaky noise. Of course, now it's not working. Damn it. Well, you heard it for a second. Or you keep hearing it just for a second, and then I guess I'm blowing too hard. It makes a fun little squeaky noise. Damn it. It does. I shown that to my kid the other day, and it worked no problem. Okay, so thanks for hanging out with me, guys. To the Gen Pop that are watching me from YouTube, normally these videos are Patreon only. I decided to do one live to you guys. There's all kinds of fun content over on Patreon. Oh, I hit the table. Hopefully by the time you're watching this not live, I will have already put the link in the liner notes to my Patreon, including some other stuff I'll probably drop in there as well. If you haven't yet liked the video, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which you can get to by, I'm going to try to play the raisin box. Damn it. Of course. Well, you heard it for a second. Do all the things you normally do on YouTube to follow and like something. Patreons, hang with me. Next week is, I won't call it Hell Week. We're not going to do that. Packing up week. I'm super busy. I'm going to be exhausted pretty much every day. I'm leaning toward, yes, not going to the fair on Monday. And if I don't, we will do a bad advice Monday night. Okay? Do not send me more raisin boxes, Sarah, please. I can get my own raisins. So thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go out and deliver some fruit and some supplies, and then come back here to the house and hang out with the family and keep bumping this camera. I'm sorry I'm giving you guys the earthquake time. You guys have a wonderful rest of your Friday. And remember, if I can juggle a raisin, a small plastic pig, and a wad of dollar bill straps, there's nothing you guys can't do either if you put your mind to it, except for possibly making a raisin box squeak when you want it to. That's going to be impossible for some reason. All right, guys. Take care. Here comes the big thumb. Bye.